to another video on my channel. And today's topic, what I'd like to talk about is tips for new motovloggers and what to expect and what my experiences have been with it myself, and my setup and so on and so forth. I guess first what I'll talk about, what I'll know most about, is my setup. What I am using, a Hero 4 Silver with the Sena backpack. I think it's called a GP10, or if you just Google Sena backpack, that's what'll come up. Sena backpack for GoPro. Either one should pull up in Google. But that's what I'm using as far as getting my voice and the outside ambient audio to my videos. The last 3 or 4 when I've got this GoPro and this setup this year. What I am using to get my voice from the Sena backpack for the GoPro is a Sena 10S. I previously had the SMH10 before, and it works really well, and you could even go that route if you wanted to go a little bit cheaper. But the 10S is better as far as its speakers are much larger, sound much better. If you do a lot of commuting and a lot of interstate and highway riding, you're going to be much happier with the 10S, or even the 20S for that matter. Either one, but the 10S, if you wanted to save a little bit of money, I believe, of course, it depends on where you get it from, of course, is about $30 or $40 cheaper. And the really only difference, as far as what I can tell from the 20S and the 10S, both have the same size speakers. They're a little different as far as their operation. The 20S has some more voice command stuff, and you can tap on the side of it. But to be honest, if you don't already have a Sena and you're looking to use that for the GoPro setup for motovlogging, and just to have a means of listening to music and answering phone calls like I do, then I think, in my personal opinion, the 10S is your best option as far as bang for the buck, and maybe you'd be able to save a little bit of money as far as some of the other GoPro stuff. Because the backpack, if you get the backpack with the bigger case like I have mine in, and not the skeleton case, cheaper version, it's not real cheap. I'm wanting to say I paid like $130 for it, just for the backpack part. So that plus the GoPro, blah blah blah. But because of the thicker depth of the backpack itself on the back side of the GoPro, and the little audio jumper thing it comes with to get your voice from your whatever Sena brand you're using, it's because of that setup and that little jumper thing, it's a little wider on one side too, so that will clear, and you don't have to try cutting a GoPro case and trying to put a different back on it. If you just buy that, you're all good to go. It even comes with excuse me, 2 different types of doors, completely I don't even know what to call it really, but it comes with one door that has 2 cutouts in it, so you can access the buttons to turn the Sena backpack on and off. That's what I use because I'm kind of a fair weathered rider. I don't usually ride if it's calling for very much chance of rain, because riding in the rain is not really that slick. It is slick, yeah, but it's not fun. You get wet, no matter what kind of, unless you're riding like a big, huge touring bike, which I don't have. Unless you're riding a bike like that with a big, huge fairing, it's not fun. Your visor, I don't care how much you wipe it, or if you use Rain-X or whatever, you're not gonna hardly be able to see. That's the main thing. It's just really hard to see, from my experience. Even heavy fog it can be bad. Anyways, but it comes with 2 different backs. It comes with a completely enclosed back where your GoPro is completely enclosed. It'd be submergible for, whatever they're rated for. That I'm not sure about. But the one I use, just so I don't have to open the door, turn the backpack on and off, and mess up my angle as far as filming, that's the one I use, because that's what works for me. You can do whatever you want to. Anyways, but, and on the 10S also, and the 20S both have an app where it has an actual FM tuner, which is not the greatest in the world, but if you do get tired of listening to your playlist, you can listen to the radio, and that's easy to use. You set up presets. You can even just seek through it by the buttons without having to use the app or anything. But it's very easy to use. Anyways, moving on. I have mine on a curved GoPro mount on the front chin of my helmet, just below, let's see if y'all can see that, just below my visor. I can barely see the top of the GoPro the way I've got it set it up, but it doesn't make my helmet move around or do anything weird the way my current setup with my helmet and my bike. I'm riding. All that stuff, you know, that's a lot of variables, but for me it works. Also, what I used is I used the wired mic. All your Senas, for the most part, that I can tell, unless you get some kind of boom only kit or something, it'll come with a boom mic, you know, the great big mic, kind of like telemarketers use. That's the best way I can describe it. Where it's kind of a hard fixed mount. Might be better for somebody if they had a modular helmet, but since I wear a Shoei RF 1200, completely full face, not a modular fixed position, I use, what is all this mud in the road? Good grief, sorry. But that's what kind of helmet I use. So I use the wired mic, and it comes with a little sock to put over the boom mic, like if somebody was trying to use the boom mic with a I put that sock from that boom mic over the microphone, and I mounted mine like in the middle of my helmet, where no matter if I had like if I'm not blogging, don't have my GoPro on, I can take phone calls without the mic being right in the wind. But it does have a, like a, I forget what it's called in the app. Should have looked before I started making this video. But it has like an outside ambient temperature, outside ambient noise reduction. It says something like that on there, noise reduction or something. I have that turned on, and that does a beautiful job of blocking really any wind noise. You hear a little bit of bike noise and stuff like that, and that's about it. And I also have on the GP10 backpack itself, it has a switch on there just to turn it on and off. It itself, the Sena backpack, it has an external mic that'll pick up itself. And I learned from doing research before setting all this up, like probably you all are watching this for, if you're watching it, make sure you have that turned off, because if not, you pick up a ton of wind noise, and it's like you're just having a regular mic set up, just plugged in the GoPro right out in the open wind. It's terrible. It makes for an unwatchable video. But I myself, I like the front chin mount, so that way all the viewers get a first-person view of exactly what I'm seeing. In the past, last season, doing my motovlogging, I had a Sena Prism. Fantastic value for the money. You can even control it with the Sena. If you already have if you already have a Sena SMH10 or an SMH5 or 20S or 10S or whatever, you can actually control the settings directly on that. Like you can have it mounted to your helmet and be going down the road and maybe pull over at something that's safe. Maybe pull over and get it set on video. It gives you voice prompts like video mode, all that stuff, and you just turn it on, it says recording, and you're done. That setup works well. That's what I used at first. That's a kind of more inexpensive option than go on the GoPro, go on the backpack, trying to get it all set up. It works well. My personally, other people I watch on YouTube that have this set up, I like it the best because you get an unobstructed view of exactly where I'm at, what I'm riding, what I'm doing, all that kind of stuff. And I think it makes for a better video and better content myself. Plus, this current setup sounds better. The Sena Prism setup I had above, like, say, 50 miles an hour with my bike I'm riding and the way I used it, you got quite a bit of wind noise. It wasn't terrible, like unwatchable, but it was there, and it was kind of annoying. And you know, if you buy, you know, even if you buy like say a Hero 3 for maybe to try to offset the cost of the Senate backpack, that's always an option too. I don't know a whole lot about the 3s itself, but I'm sure they're great cameras like all the GoPros are. The main reason I got the Hero 4 Silver is if I use it for, I can use it for like vacation stuff, you know, sightseeing, filming stuff, like going on the Blue Ridge Parkway, or maybe, you know, just whatever. It has actually a screen on the back that you can turn on and off to try to maybe save the battery life a little bit if you use it for vlogging. And you can access the settings through it a little easier than you can on the front. Or you can use the GoPro app to access the setting, or just however you want to do it, whatever works best for you. But like I said, the Senate Prism, if you want to go that route, you obviously could, but the only bad part about that is you're stuck to the side of the helmet. You get tons of accessories to use it for stuff other than motovlogging. I won't fault them for that. It's a good product. It works well. It just, this is a setup that I wanted to go to because of all the YouTube that I watch, and I enjoy watching. I enjoy seeing what's going on. But, you know, I think in the end, of course, it depends on everybody's budget. It depends on how much you do it. I think in the end, the GoPro setup, like the current setup I have now, is the way to go. You can always use a wired mic and use a dead cat. If any of y'all watching this have researched any of this stuff, you know what I'm talking about, for wind noise, to get that out of there. But then you got to put a bunch of tape on the side of your helmet to keep the wire from flopping. That is a cheaper alternative. Yes, you could probably buy a $30, $40 mic and have just as good as quality as I have on my videos, if not better. But I myself, I don't vlog a whole lot, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. Just depends on the weather and depends on my schedule and what all I have going on in my personal life. But I feel like that this setup works for me, and I just thought I would go through my current setup and tell y'all exactly what I maybe recommend and not recommend. But there's lots of options out there, but I think in the end, if you can afford or maybe have the budget for a nicer setup, I think it pays dividends in the end, because the GoPro software, even what little bit I know how to use it, and I haven't used it a whole lot, it's pretty easy to use. It does take some time to edit and crop and cut and all that stuff, and maybe to zoom in or change color stuff. But if you just kind of use the basic settings and don't put it on Pro Tune, it's pretty easy to use. It does take some time though, you know. But if you're looking to get on blogging, it does take some time. It takes some time to think about topics to make and such of that nature. But that's about all the time I got for this one, guys. We'll see you on the next one. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up if you like the content, and hope this informs everybody and helps them. See ya.